Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
After Marc Marquez's brilliant victory at the Qatar GP 2025, the spotlight was not only on the rider's performance, but also on the surprising statement from Ducati boss Gigi Dalligna. In a post-race interview, Dalligna did not hesitate to make strong comments about Marquez, who is now riding a Ducati bike for this season. Marc not only showed speed, but also a winning mentality that has been formed for a long time. This victory is not luck. It's a message to all his rivals that he is back, and this time with us, said Dalligna with confidence. Not stopping there, he also added a statement that was quite bold and sparked further speculation. If anyone still doubts our decision to sign Marc, look at the podium today. This is just the beginning. This statement was in the spotlight because previously there were doubts from various parties about Marquez's adaptation to the Desmosedici bike. However, the Qatar GP seemed to silence all criticism. Marquez appeared aggressive, sharp, and did not provide a gap for his opponents. Furthermore, Dalligna said that the victory in Qatar was just the beginning of something bigger. We haven't shown our full potential. But one thing is certain, Marc Marquez and Ducati will be a frightening combination this season. The victory confirmed Marquez's position as the main threat in the race for the 2025 world title, and marked a new era in the 8-time world champion's career. On the other hand, the Losail International Circuit witnessed a moment that could be considered the beginning of a new era in the world of MotoGP. Marc Marquez, the 8-time world champion who was once so dominant on Honda, has now officially turned over a new leaf with Ducati with an impressive victory at the 2025 Qatar GP. This victory wasn't just a podium, it was a loud and decisive statement, not just from Marquez, but also from Ducati. One day after the race ended, a surprising statement came out of the mouth of Ducati course general manager, Gigi Dalligna. He was not only appreciative, but threw a sharp and challenging comment at the competitors in MotoGP. For many, this wasn't just praise, it was a declaration of war in the race for the world title. We heard all the doubts. People say Marc is not what he used to be, too old, too fragile after injuries, too risky for our bikes. But look what happened in Qatar. He didn't just win. He made everyone silent, said Dalligna in a post-race interview session in the Ducati paddock. Dalligna continued in a loud, confident voice, a tone he rarely uses publicly. Many have asked why we took the risk of signing him. But from the first day he walked into the Ducati garage, we knew we made the right decision. Today, all those who doubted him have one choice: watch and learn. Quick adaptation, maximum results. Marquez, who has experienced ups and downs in the last 3 seasons due to a series of injuries and difficulty adapting to Honda's increasingly difficult-to-control bikes, appeared as if he had never lost his magic touch. Starting from 3rd position, he shot straight to the front and took over the race lead on lap 5. From there, no one could touch him. With his trademark aggressive riding style, almost uncompromising at every corner, Marquez seemed at one with the Ducati Desmosedici, a bike that has been known to be difficult to tame even by top riders. But Marquez didn't just tame it, he conquered it. This Ducati is fast, but speed is not enough. You have to be able to control it, and that's what I've been trying to do since the pre-season tests. Today I'm more than happy. I feel free. Like the old days again, Marquez said after the race. Ducati Boss. This is just the warm-up. What made Dalligna's statement even more viral was when he bluntly stated that this victory was just the beginning of Ducati's big plans this season. Today is a message, but not the last message. Marc is just starting to get to know the bike. If he can win today, imagine what can happen in the middle of the season when he really blends in with this machine. This is not the best version yet, said Dalligna confidently. The statement sparked mixed reactions. There are those who think Dalligna is too confident, but many are also starting to reckon with Ducati as a dominant force that cannot be ignored, especially with Marquez in it. Dalligna even said that this season could be one of the best seasons in Ducati's history in MotoGP. We have a strong squad. Pecco Bagnaia, Jorge Martin, Enea Bastianini, and now Marquez. It's not just a strong team. It's a dynasty that is being built. Internal rivalries and potential tensions. Behind the euphoria of victory, there was also a hot issue. How would Ducati manage the team's internal dynamics? Bagnaia is the defending world champion and factory rider, while Marquez comes as a hitman from the Gresini satellite team with the ability to turn things around. When asked about the possibility of conflict between Ducati riders, Dalligna answered diplomatically but with a confident tone. Competition is healthy. We are not afraid of it. At Ducati, everyone knows, the fastest, he's at the front. There is no politics. Only performance. Meanwhile, social media was flooded with fan reactions. The hashtags #Marquez is back and #Ducati Dynasty were instantly trending globally. Many said that Marquez's return as the dominant force was the best thing to happen to MotoGP in the last 5 years. A new era begins. This victory in Qatar not only brought Marquez to the top of the standings, it also brought Ducati to a new phase in their history, not just as a fast manufacturer, but as an absolute force with a world-class collection of riders. And if Dalligna's statement is any indication of what's to come this season, then MotoGP 2025 won't just be hot, it could be the most legendary season of all time. We have the best rider in the world. And today, he proved that. We'll see who can stop us, concluded Dalligna with a smile. The 2025 MotoGP finally kicked off with a hot atmosphere from the iconic Losail circuit in Qatar. Amidst high expectations for defending champion Pecco Bagnaia, the public's attention turned to a name that has been making waves since the beginning of the race weekend: Marquez, the living legend who now rides the red bike that is the pride of Ducati Lenovo. Marquez's move to the factory Ducati team had raised many question marks. Many doubted whether the 8-time world champion could still perform sharply after several seasons plagued by injuries and motor limitations. But in Losail, Marquez answered them all with incredible pace and deadly consistency. Right from the free practice sessions, Marquez showed signs that he was not just an old-timer trying his luck. He was aggressive yet controlled, taking corner after corner with precision. Even during the qualifying session, Marquez managed to get ahead of Bagnaia and Jorge Martin, securing a starting position on the front row. The race was hotly contested. Pecco Bagnaia, who is known as the king of the Qatar circuit, having won 2 consecutive seasons here, had to admit that this time his opponent was no ordinary rider. Marquez took off straight away at the start of the race, maintaining a near-perfect pace. Although Bagnaia came close midway through the race, Marquez kept his cool and managed to maintain the lead with his trademark racing style, determined and uncompromising. At the end of the race, Marquez crossed the finish line more than a second ahead of Bagnaia, an achievement that not only surprised many fans, but also sent a clear message. The era of Marquez's rise with Ducati has begun. This circuit is very special for Ducati and also for Pecco, so to be fast here gives me a lot of confidence. The team is working really well and I feel like this bike really suits my riding style, Marquez said with a triumphant smile in his post-race interview. Meanwhile, Bagnaia seemed to remain sporting and recognized the superiority of his new teammate. Marc was incredible today. He was fast, consistent, and didn't give any gaps. It will be a long season, and we will both push each other. This result not only heats up the internal competition in Lenovo's Ducati garage, but also makes the course of the 2025 season even more interesting to follow. Is this the start of Marc Marquez's new dominance with Ducati? Or will Pecco hit back in the next series? What is clear is that MotoGP 2025 has started with a bang, and Marc Marquez is at the center of all the attention. On the other hand, the 2025 MotoGP season has only just begun, but the tension and drama has immediately peaked in the inaugural series held at the Losail International Circuit, Qatar. On a circuit that has been considered the fiefdom of Pecco Bagnaia, there was a big surprise from a name that has never been out of the spotlight, Marc Marquez. Marquez, who has now joined the factory Ducati Lenovo team, made his debut for the red team in a remarkable way. Not just fast, the Spaniard silenced all doubts and proved that he still deserves to be called one of the best of all time. He wasn't just fast, he dominated. Surprises from day one. Since the first free practice session, FP1, a different aura has emanated from Marquez. There was no sign of awkward adaptation, no reluctance to face the new bike, no time wasted getting to know the Desmacetticide GP25 engine. He immediately looked competitive, with times that continued to stick to, and even beat, the other top riders. In the paddock, the Ducati crew looked enthusiastic. The slight smiles on the faces of Gigi Dalligna and the mechanics were a sign that they knew they were seeing something special. Bagnaia himself admitted at the weekend, "I've known since the pre-season tests, Marc will be very fast. But to be honest, I didn't expect him to be this fast in Qatar, where I'm usually good." Qualifying, a fierce duel at the last corner. In the qualifying session, the fierce duel between Marquez, Bagnaia and Jorge Martin provided a spectacle that made the heart beat faster. Copying each other's times, the three riders didn't seem to want to give in. However, Marquez again showed his class. With near-perfect timing, he clocked the fastest time on the final lap, taking pole position by the slimmest of margins from Pecco. It was a strong statement, "I didn't come to adapt. I came to win." Race day, Losail belongs to Marquez. When the starting lights went out, Marquez was off to the races, maintaining the front position with superb control. He knew that Bagnaia would try to attack early, and he was ready for it. Every corner became a battle of strategy. Pecco tried to push, but Marquez kept the racing line with great precision. There was no space. There was no gap. Losail, which is usually Bagnaia's stage, was Marquez's that night. With every lap, he seemed to get more comfortable. The Ducati's top speed combined with Marquez's agility and sharp instincts made him unstoppable. On lap 17 of 22, Bagnaia got as close as 0.4s. But Marquez was not deterred. With the composure of a true champion, he kept the pace, pulled away again, and finally touched the finish line with a gap of 1.2 seconds, an absolute win on rival soil. MotoGP World Reaction. This victory is not just about the points. It's about the message Marc Marquez sent to the entire paddock: "I'm not done yet." The media immediately flooded the headlines with news of this historic victory. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok were filled with overtake highlights, slow-motion cornering, and Marquez's trademark smile as he stood on the podium, right hand pointing to the sky, red Ducati helmet hanging off the side of his left hand. Meanwhile, Pecco Bagnaia continued to show high sportsmanship. "Today Marc was better. I've given everything, but he's too strong. But the season is still long, and I'm sure we'll fight again in the next race." The beginning of a new era? What happened in Qatar could be more than just another victory. It could be the start of something much bigger, a new era in MotoGP history. Marc Marquez, now in the red Ducati jersey, seems to have rediscovered his full power. And with a bike that is proving to be the best on the grid, the MotoGP world may be about to witness the dominance of a legend once again. However, the season is still long. With 20 races to go, anything is possible. Jorge Martin, Enea Bastianini, even rookie Pedro Acosta are not opponents to be underestimated. But one thing has been clear since Qatar: Marc Marquez is not just back. He's coming for the throne.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show